Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a live recording of a 50-minute full body flow. So find some space to move and let's get started. So let's get started sitting down today. Happy Monday. Find your way into a nice comfy seat. Hope you guys had a good weekend. But let's slow down again. So you can close your eyes when you're ready. Maybe take a nice deep breath in, lengthening through the spine, a deep breath out. Doing that again, a slow, deep inhale. Let it go. So that just one more time, a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then we're just going to twist a little bit here. So I want you to just start by bringing a little more length into your spine. And then we're going to be turning our chest towards the right side, any amount. Just turn the chest a little, maybe moving your hands on your legs. Maybe turning your chin, your gaze over towards the right side too. And then using an inhale as you find your way back so that you're facing forward. And you can keep going until your chest starts to turn over towards the left side. Nice long spine here, maybe moving your hands, maybe one in front, one behind. And let your gaze or your chin turn over to that side too. We're going to use an inhale to find our way back so that we're facing forwards. And then we're going to twist to the other side again. Except maybe your left hand can rest on your right knee, just a maybe. Lengthen through the spine again. And this time you can stay sitting tall, or maybe you will try and tip towards your right knee. And if your hand wants to leave your knee, it can, or you can just give your knee a little bit of a hug, or maybe trying to avoid for a friend. But then let an inhale lift you back up. If you did fold, maybe your left hand is on your knee still. Sit a little taller. And then as you inhale, let's turn our chest to face forwards again. You can keep going to the other side. Maybe your right hand crosses in front, rests on your knee. You can stay sitting tall, or you could take a little tip towards your knee. If it feels good, if it doesn't, skip this part. You can hold your knee. You could give it a little extra hug. And then let an inhale bring you back up if you're folding. Turn your chest so that you're facing forwards again. Maybe your hands find your knees. You could lift the shoulders up to your ears. Roll them back, drop them down, maybe doing that again. And maybe just one more time. We're going to stay seated though. And you might open your eyes. We're just going to be reaching our right arm out to the side and then sweeping it in front of the chest. And you might give it a hug towards your chest. Just feeling a gentle stretch through your arm and your shoulder. And then releasing back down. Maybe bring your hands to your knees for a moment. If you want to take a shoulder roll, take a shoulder roll. And then your left arm can reach out. And then it can sweep in front of the chest. And maybe you'll give it a bigger hug. And just notice, how does your shoulder feel so far? Take one more inhale here, and then as you exhale, you can relax, bringing your hands back down to your knees or your lap. Maybe one more shoulder roll. And then let's start to move. Let's move into tabletop. So you can find your way onto your hands, onto your knees. Spread your fingers out a little wider. Maybe give your hips a gentle sway side to side. And then we're going to reach our right arm out in front, and the left arm will come underneath the chest. Keeping your hips high, let your upper body get heavy. Maybe this is a bit deeper or a lot deeper than when we were just seated, but kind of the same thing. Just kind of hugging the arm towards the chest, using the floor this time to help us. But we'll stay for just another breath. And then you can use an inhale to lift. And maybe reach your left arm right out. And the right arm can slide under your chest. Let the chest get a bit heavier, bringing the arm to the shoulder, the chest to the arm. And just stretch, soften, slow down. Let's take one more breath here. And then use an inhale to lift yourself back up all the way into tabletop. So move your hands under your shoulders, spread your fingers out wide, and maybe take your hips for a gentle sway side to side. We're going to be tucking our toes under and then lifting up into downward facing dog. Once you get there, you might pedal the feet a few times, lift and lower the heels. Maybe bend and straighten the legs. Just push into your hands. Lengthen through your arm. Let your head, your chest get a bit heavier. And then using an inhale, start to look forwards. As you exhale, we're going to walk our feet to the top of our mat. Take as many steps as you'd like. Once you reach the top, start to inhale and lift your chest halfway up. Maybe try to bend your knees more to lengthen your spine. Maybe lightly rest your fingertips on your shins. Maybe even gaze a little further forwards. Take another inhale. Maybe your chest is higher than your hips. As you exhale, we're going to fold, let your chest come down towards your knees. And then inhale as you find your way all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up. And exhale, let your arms fall to your sides. Take a shoulder roll if you want one. And then a big inhale to reach up. As you exhale, slowly fold back down. Maybe bend your knees more than you usually do. Once your fingertips lightly touch or get as low to the ground as they're going to go, inhale into your half lift again. Maybe keep the knees nice and bent. It's kind of a little bit more work to stay with those knees nice and bent and lengthen the spine and lift the chest just a little further than you think. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, fold, release your upper body, chest towards your knees. Inhale, find your way back up. Reaching up, standing tall. Exhale, let your arms fall down to your sides. Roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward slowly. Start to bend your knees. Pretend you are trying to come into chair pose as you slowly lower. Keeping the knees bent. Inhale to lift your chest halfway up. Or a little higher than that. But lengthen the spine. Keep the knees bent. Inhale. Exhale to fold, release, and let's pause in our forward fold. If you want to scoot your feet out wider or a little closer together so you're balanced, do that. And then maybe your arms will dangle. Maybe you'll hold your elbows. If you want to add a gentle sway here, you can add in some movement, or you can be nice and still. Just take a moment to let go of your day. Feel your feet pressing into the ground. Feel your toes maybe pressing into the ground. You're holding your elbows. Let your hands start to fall down towards the floor. Bend your knees more and then roll yourself up into or up all the way to standing, but maybe like a ragdoll, maybe one vertebrae at a time, letting your head be the last thing to reach the top. And maybe adding a shoulder roll in once you get there. Nice, you guys. Okay, we're gonna add in our chair pose for real this time. So maybe you're gonna join me. I'm gonna start with my feet hip width apart, my knees hip width apart. You can bend your knees. You can start to send the hips back. Now we're gonna let the chest hip forwards to start. Maybe your hands are lightly resting on your legs, on your hips, but go for a long spine. Go for a weird chair pose, tipping forwards, bending the knees, and then maybe your knees can stay as bent as they are, and you can slowly lift the chest. Maybe your legs start to straighten as you lift a little higher, but try to resist that. Come all the way up to maybe you're looking forwards comfortably and you're feeling a whole lot of love through your legs. And then you're just going to use an inhale to straighten your legs all the way and then come right back down into your chair. But let's keep our chest lifted this time, looking forwards this time. So just bend the knees as much as you need to. Wake up the legs. Relax your shoulders. Your hands are in front of you wondering what they should be doing. Maybe reach your arms forward. Let your palms face down. It's a cold, cold Monday here in Saskatoon anyway. So let's get a little warmer. With your next inhale, find some length through your legs, stand tall. Just let your arms fall to your sides. You can add a shoulder roll if you'd like. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale into a half lift and exhale to fold forwards. We're going to plant our hands, take our feet back into downward facing dog. Push into your hands, send your hips high. Stay for an inhale. And as you exhale, let your knees come down to your mat. You can take a seat back on the heels. You could stand on your knees, maybe tucking the toes under. Maybe you're going to sit on your heels in a toe squat. But our arms, I want our arms to be free and available. You can start to reach your right arm out to the side, sweeping it in front of the chest, giving it a hug. Maybe spread your fingers wide. Let your shoulders fall from your ears. Another inhale here and exhale to release your arms, maybe add a shoulder roll, and then the left arm can reach out, sweep in front, and give it a little hug. Spread the fingers, maybe. Enjoy a breath here. One more inhale, and then as you exhale, release your arms, bring your hands down, untuck your toes if you are in that lovely toe squat. Maybe give them a little tap, a little shake, but find your way into tabletop. Tuck your toes back under so that you can just lift the knees and find downward facing dog. Once you're here, use an inhale to look forwards and exhale, walk up to the top of your mat. Inhale into a half lift, maybe bending the knees again. Pausing here or being slow here as you lift the chest, keep the knees bent, stay for an inhale, and then an exhale to fold forwards. Inhale to come all the way up to standing, reach up. Exhale, let your arms fall to your sides. Chair pose again. I'm gonna have my feet and my knees together this time. If you want yours to be hip width apart, that's great too. But just start to send the hips back. Bend your knees. If your legs are touching, give them a little squeeze together. Find your chair. Maybe you'll start to let the chest tip forward slowly. Just see how it feels. Maybe it does not feel good to move this way. Maybe your body does not even move this way. Just see what happens. And then you're going to start to lift your chest again so that you're looking forwards. Maybe the legs start to straighten a little, but maybe you can resist that. Lastly, if you want to sweep the arms out in front, let the palms face down. And then use an inhale to straighten your legs. Your arms can fall to your sides. One more chair, and then that's it. Send the hips back, bend the legs. Keep the chest lifted, the gaze forwards. Add your arms if you'd like. Let the shoulders fall from the ears. Feel the love in the legs, the heat. And then use an inhale to straighten your legs again. Let your arms fall to your sides. You can add a shoulder roll if you'd like. Inhale, reach on up. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, folding forwards. To plant the hands, walk your feet back into downward facing dog, pushing into your hands. A deep breath in, a deep breath out. One more inhale. And as you exhale, bring your knees down. Resting maybe on the tops of the feet, sitting back on the heels again if you would like, or finding one more toe squat. But this time, we're not going to do anything with our arms, so you can decide how you want your feet, where you want your hands. Use this as an opportunity to slow down your breath, to relax through your forehead, depending on what you're feeling. Might be a little easier to relax than not. But if you can just breathe softly. One more breath here. And then you can bring your hands down if they're lifted. Come off of your toes. That was the last toe squat. Give them a nice little shake, a little tap on the ground if you'd like. We're going to be lifting up into downward facing dog again. So tuck the toes, lift the knees, and then use an inhale to look forward. As you exhale, walk all the way up to the top of your mat. Take an inhale for a half lift once you get there, maybe that nice bent knee version. And then exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, let's come all the way up to standing, reaching up. And exhale, let your arms fall to your sides. So we're going to stay standing, but we're going to send our left foot back and turn your toes out to the side. So we're getting ready for Trikonasana. So left foot back, toes to the left, right foot forwards, toes forwards. And then our belly button, our chest can face the left side as well. So a stance wide enough that you're balanced. You feel like you'd have your legs on the straighter side of things. And then let's reach our arms out. Maybe you're looking forwards, maybe you're looking to the left side. But you could start to tip forwards a little. Just keep the chest open to the left side, maybe a little tip forwards, and then just kind of make your way back. And we're just going to kind of rock the upper body forwards and back. The legs aren't moving really. Just a little rock of the upper body, starting from those hips. And then the next time you come here and you're reaching forwards, You can stay here, push into your feet, or let your right hand fall down towards your leg. And maybe start to sweep the left one up. Maybe your right hand doesn't touch your leg. And then you're going to use an inhale to lift your upper body all the way back up, maybe to that point when you're reaching forwards, and then shift back. And then turn your chest to face forwards and step your left foot up to meet the right. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. So we're just kind of trying to move our upper body independently of the legs. Switch sides. Right foot back, toes out, set up your legs so that you are balanced. Pushing into the feet, strong through the legs. You can add your arms. Chest is going to stay open. This can be a very small movement. It can be a little bit bigger. Just keep the chest open. Just kind of rock the upper body, kind of forwards and back. And this side might feel a whole lot different than the other side. But the next time you come forwards, you could stay. You could tip down. Maybe let the hand fall and the other one reach up. Chest is still open to that right side. Push into the feet. And then if you're tipping down, let an inhale slowly bring you back up. This is challenging. Maybe you're reaching forward still. And then you can shift your upper body back, and we can bring our back leg to the top. Give your legs a little shake, maybe a shoulder roll too. Might even feel good to kind of shake the arms a little bit. But find the top of your mat. Spread your fingers out wide, and then use a big inhale to reach your arms up. As you exhale, fold forwards. Inhale as you take a half lift, and exhale to fold again. Planting your hands, stepping all the way back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your knees down. Maybe even out wide. We can come back into child's pose for a moment. Maybe letting the chest come down, arms reaching out. If you want to use your arms as a pillow, you can do that too. But a moment, again, just to slow down. Breathe softly. Just notice all the sensations flowing throughout your body. Feel free to stay here a little bit longer. Or we can start to lift up again, maybe into tabletop. Scooch the knees in. Maybe give the hips a little bit of a sway, side to side. And then we're going to sit down. You can cross your ankles, bring your legs out in front. You want to start with your knees bent. You might give them a little hug. Take a rock side to side. We are going to be extending our right leg out long in front. And the left foot can find that inner thigh. Take an inhale to bring some length into your spine. You might point your right toes up. You can stay seated nice and tall, or you can start to tip forwards. Maybe a little more. Just feeling the length through that right leg. And then an option to stay here, chest facing forwards or maybe down a little. Or if you want to add a twist, you can start to lift back up, lengthening through the spine. You can turn your chest over towards the left side, maybe moving your hands. Maybe your right hand is on your right leg on the floor. Maybe it can reach all the way for the left knee. But just reset, lengthen your spine, maybe pointing your right toes up. If you feel comfortable here, just check in with your left hand. What's that hand doing? You might push into the fingertips, can support you. Can even start to float. Maybe out to the left side, or I guess it's kind of behind you. But just keeping the spine long. If you're holding your knee, or your right hand can be a little bit more active, pushing into the ground or holding your knee. And then lastly, for twisting, maybe turning the gaze towards the left fingertips, wherever they happen to be. You're in the twist. Let an inhale bring you back so that you're facing all the way forwards again. Your hands can fall to the sides, to the ground, and then we can bend our legs. Take a moment to move a little bit, shake it out a little bit if you'd like before we do switch sides. Eventually, though, the left leg can come out, the right foot towards the inner thigh, lengthening through the spine, softening through the shoulders, and stay sitting nice and tall. You might start to tip forwards, maybe the left toes point up a little more. We'll just enjoy a few breaths here. With the option to stay here. Call this a little bit more relaxing than the twist, but the option is yours. If you do want to join me to lift up again, lengthen the spine. Each time we lengthen our spine with some intention, we're strengthening our core, front and back. You can start to slowly turn the chest towards the right side. Take your time here. Maybe pushing into the floor around you, your legs just slightly to keep the spine long. And it also helps if you can keep flexing the left foot. If your left hand is wanting to find your right knee, can do that. Maybe a little scooch, a little more of a turn of the chest. What's your right hand doing? Is it going to stay where it is? Is it going to start to float? Maybe you can wake up the fingertips. Maybe your palm can face down. Slowly bring a touch more length into your spine. And then if you want to shift the gaze to wherever your right hand happens to be. And then let's use an inhale. You can start to find your way so that your chest is facing forwards again. Your arms, your hands can fall to your sides, to the ground, and we can bring our legs in as well. Maybe giving them a hug again. A rock side to side even. And we're going to be laying down on our backs. If you'd like to come on down. Once you get there, we've got a moment to regroup, reset. So if you'd like your legs to be bent and the feet planted, if you want to make a diamond shape with your legs or the opposite, feet wide, knees together, I want you to just take a moment here to maybe find some stillness, to relax through your body. Slow down the breath. And just noticing how you're feeling in this moment. We will be bringing our feet to the mats and having our knees bent. Maybe you're already there. Maybe you've got to move your legs a little bit. But whenever you're ready to do that, you can. And then if it does feel good to sway the legs a little, you can add in some movement again. We will be resting our left foot on top of the right quad for figure 4. You might take a second here before you lift your right foot up, if you usually do that. See if you can send your left knee a little further away from the chest. See if you can move it just a little bit further, a little bit further. You might lightly rest your fingertips on it and try to push it gently away from you. You might stay here with your right foot down and kind of guiding that left knee away from you. If you want to lift your right foot up, you can do that too. But then maybe notice the left knee again. Can you kind of just ever so slightly turn that hip joint so that that knee is kind of as far away? Kind of like you want to bring the lower leg into more of a line with one another than an angled line, if that makes sense. Knee, shin, foot, parallel with the bottom edge of your mat. Now, of course, you don't have to overthink anything at all. Just feel the stretch through that left leg, that glute. If you have your right foot lifted up right now, you can start to bring it all the way back down. Once it's touching, your left foot can uncross. A gentle sway of the knees if you'd like. Before switching sides, you want to just go all the way up into your figure 4, you can, or if you want to pay a little bit extra attention to the right knee this time. Rest your right foot on your left quad, and then maybe you can just guide your knee a little further away. Maybe just a little push with your fingertip. A gentle, gentle. It's not a push, it's just guide. See how that feels. And this side might feel a whole lot different than the other side as well. And then maybe your left foot will stay down. Maybe you'll start to lift it up. Maybe noticing your right knee again, just a little guidance. Maybe it doesn't go anywhere. And maybe you're just going to hold your legs in a place and breathe. You have your left foot lifted right now. We can slowly start to bring it down. And then eventually uncrossing the legs again. You want a gentle sway of the knees. Giving your low back a massage. And then once again, a chance to find stillness if you want to make the diamond shape with your legs. If you want to do the opposite, feet wide, knees falling together. Or if you want to just place your legs somewhere else. You might rest your hands on your belly or at your side. Just breathing softly. And depending on where you have your legs right now, you can start to move them back so that your feet are planted, your knees are bent. Maybe adding another gentle sway of the knees side to side. And then we can let our knees fall all the way over towards the left. Setting up a twist. If your feet can go to the left side too, so they're not snug to the hips, but they're a little bit further away. Maybe they end up off your mat, like your knees. And just reaching your arms out wide, weighing down the shoulders. Maybe you'll let your chin turn over to the right side. You've turned your head to the right. Slowly roll back. Use a big inhale to lift our legs. Just bringing your feet back, knees bent. Maybe taking a gentle sway of the legs before we switch sides. And letting the knees fall over towards the right side when you're ready. And then maybe the feet as well kind of slide off to the right side too. Reaching your arms out wide. Maybe turning your chin to the left. And bring your chin back up if it's tipping to the side. And using a big inhale to lift your legs up again. Maybe planting the feet, bending the knees. Few extra rocks side to side if you'd like. You can stay here or pull your knees in towards your chest. You wanted to find happy baby. You can reach for your feet. If you have your feet lifted up, you can slowly start to bring them back down. Maybe you will take a moment with your knees bent, your feet planted. Maybe you'd like another diamond shape with the legs. Just observing, noticing how you're feeling. You could stay here a little longer, or you can start to send your legs out long, out wide, or into another comfortable place. For your Shavasana, finding a place where you can be comfortable. Enjoy the stillness. Nice and slow. Just start to wiggle your toes. Maybe kind of wiggle the feet. Same thing with the fingers. You might move them a little bit. Maybe the hands. Do a little shake. And if you'd like to, reach your arms above your head and take a big stretch. Or any other small movements that might get a little bigger and a little bigger. Eventually bending your knees and rolling over. And find your way up into a comfy seat. When you're ready, maybe you'll bring your hands together. Awesome practice, you guys. Thank you, as always, so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.